Combining exterior, performance, and speed, exactly how charming is the supercar? Taking Indian street food and putting it on the fine dining table. The rich and tantalizing flavors will have you asking for more. Take a tour of a large-scale Hong Kong art auction exhibition and take a look at the works of legendary artists.
When you step your foot down on the accelerator, the car launches like a wild beast. Your back is pushed against the seat, and the adrenaline rushes into your body from top to bottom. Driving a sports car, it's not only about chasing speed and excitement, it's also about unleashing your inner passion for the art of cars. If you have never experienced anything like this, then let's go.
Sports cars, with their powerful engine, excellent handling, and exquisite exterior, are a unique category of automobiles. They can give you a sense of extreme freedom and excitement, as well as unmatched driving pleasure.
Hello, Andy. It's a pleasure meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
I gotta say, this showroom is so stunning. When I got here, I was like, oh my God, I was surrounded by all these supercars, and it got me like really excited. So I know that the car we're looking at today is a plug-in hybrid,
yes,
actually. So is this the first plug-in hybrid that the brand made?
Actually, this is not, but this is actually the first mass-produced hybrid supercar that we have. We had some special projects or limited edition hybrid cars before. Those are more like, as I said, it was more like a showcase of the technology that we had and what we got from the experience we had from the racing. And now that we feel that the hybrid technology has matured, that's why we start to put it into our mass production cars.
Man, you're getting me very excited. Can we go have a look at the car?
Let's go ahead.
All right, thank you. Wow, so here it is, the beautiful supercar.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit more about it?
Well, first of all, this is our all-new hybrid supercar. As you can see, it has an all-new design, both inside and out.
Right.
And it's got a lot of new features, like this fender louvers that you don't see on its predecessors. This is to help with the better handling of the car, to create downforce in the front end. And going back to the powertrain, this all-new hybrid powertrains provide 680 horsepower combined, which is over 100 horsepower more than its predecessor. And it's also got 720 Newton meters of torque.
How fast does it go from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour?
This car from 0 to 100, it will do it in 3 seconds flat.
3 seconds flat?
Yes.
Wow, that's like kind of like hypercars, almost category.
We are going into that territory.
Right. So it can go on full electric mode?
Yes.
And how far the range can get you?
It really depends on the situation and the outside conditions, but around 30 kilometers.
Okay, so as I think that I have the chance of, getting to drive this beautiful supercar, shall we go?
Let's go.
All right. It was kind of weird, to be honest with you, because I'm driving a supercar, but this is like electric. So, but if I want to turn on the engine, another press of the engine on sport. Now the engine is on, and I'll give it a little go. Wow! So it feels very different, because since this is a hybrid car, you can definitely feel the electric motor kick in. after changing the suspension sport, I could definitely feel more on what the car's doing. And it definitely gives me a lot more confidence in the corners. All right, so the suspension is now set at sport. I'm gonna change it to track mode. Wow, instantly I could feel the car is so much stiffer. All right, let me go first. Wow, that speed is crazy. I just floored, and it feels like nothing I felt before. Like nothing I felt before. That's crazy. All right, I'm gonna do it once more. Okay. Wow. All right, people say electric cars are fast. This feels very fast. After being able to experience the speed and excitement and feeling the adrenaline rush into my body from the beating of my heart, I can definitely say this supercar is a pure symbol of identity that also showcases a sense of style and status. How could this piece of car not be attractive?
Christian, I know we're going to try a very special type of Indian cuisine today, right?
Yes, we are. And this particular restaurant, they take traditional Indian street food and turn it into fine dining.
Street food into fine dining? How does that work?
It works so well. Let's try.
All right.
The restaurant's design is based on an Indian palace with luxurious and stylish decor. The menu features unique flavors of Indian street food transformed into fine dining, giving it a distinct character. Dining at this restaurant provides a high-end dining experience while also allowing you to experience the culture, local flavor, and customs of India.
Any street food in the world is probably the best food that you can have in any country or a city. It is the most flavorful one, and that is what describes the soul of a country or a city.
So the first dish is Raj Kachori, which is a street food. It's the king of the street foods. And what you see in India is they would fry the bread, which is puri, and then they'd stuff it right away and then put it straight into your mouth. Because if you wait a little bit longer, it'll smash and it won't stay in one piece.
Okay.
So that's traditionally we have, but obviously this is like a huge version of that.
Okay.
And we're getting the royal treatment here.
And on the street, will it look like this?
No, this is like super elevated.
Okay. You're not going to feed me, are you?
If you want.
Let's take it ourselves. The way I describe it, there's a lot going on here, but all in good ways. You get the textures, you get creaminess, you get crunchiness, some nuttiness, but then the flavors as well. I can describe savory, sweet, a little bit of heat, but it all goes so well together.
It's like a carnival going on, like a flavor carnival. And I have to say that the crispiness is really impressive. To have something this big, have a puri this big and last this long, so crispy, is really, really difficult to do. And then the stuffing is very, very earthy, very wholesome. And then you get to the bottom and you got this tangy sauce with the pomegranates and the yogurt. It's just, there's a lot and it's very, very appetizing.
Yeah. And it's healthy. I'm imagining the stuff in here just looking at it.
Yeah, there's lentils, peas, some minced meat, all in there. Lots of herbs.
So good.
One of the dishes that is my favorite is the Raj Kachori, because I think probably it is one of the most complex dishes that I have ever come across. It is complex in terms of taste, texture. It has everything in one dish. It is a flavor bomb. That's what I call it.
So this is our second course. First thing again is how visually stimulating it is.
This is the lamb shank biryani, and as you can see, it's being baked in a pastry. And that would keep the succulence of the lamb and the juiciness of the lamb intact, so that all that flavor will go into the rice.
Oh, there's rice inside.
That's rice inside. So
Nice.
it's very exciting.
Let's go. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit more yogurt here.
That's a good biryani. The lamb juices that have come out into the rice, it makes it so much more meaty, just the rice alone.
And the yogurt's a really nice complement. We've been eating this shell, the external shell as well. I mean, this thing is very attractive when we first saw it, but it's really nice flavor as well, eh?
I mean, it's so delightful. It's full of spices and seeds on top of it.
And again, it's such a nice contrast in terms of textures with the rice, because the rice is really moist, juicy, but then this has got a little bit of a crisp and a crunch, so it's a really nice complement.
It's a nice complement to it. In order to do this, you need actually quite a few hours to slowly and gently cook the lamb shank. And then cook it so that it's not overcooked, that it becomes dry. And you maintain the moisture in it, and then you put it with the rice, and then you bake it.
Right.
I mean, it's a lot of planning ahead.
A lot of planning.
And you could actually run the risk of overcooking the rice, making it mushy. So, chef's just really, really good at what he does. So the next dish is champaran lamb curry. And it's a dish that requires, traditionally, hours and hours of cooking in the ethering pot over coals. And of course, we can't do that here. So what they've done is, chef has added the coal element, a bit of charcoal into the curry, so that that flavor goes into the curry.
Wonderful.
And it's very exciting.
That piece of charcoal being inside the lamb makes a big difference.
Yeah.
It does add that kind of
That smokiness.
smokiness. It's really nice.
Yeah, it does come out. A great curry, you need a lot of time and a lot of love. You marinate the meat for at least a day, maybe two.
Wow.
And cook it over several hours. Slowly cook it. So that the meat juices and the marinade and the extra spices that you put in, it all becomes just one thing. And you can taste everything in it, but yet at the same time it's homogeneous.
And you know what? The thing is, definitely there's heat in the dish. But
Yeah.
it's not a heat where it burns your mouth so badly that you need to drink water or immediately have milk or yogurt. It's a nice tanginess that gives flavor, but without burning you.
What I want to share with all my customers is the history of India. There's a lot more to Indian food than just about butter chicken and naan. There are still recipes I think I've never heard about. The more I read, the more I feel that I've just started. So I want to share that aspect of Indian cuisine which has not been discovered.
So, for dessert, a traditional kulfi, but this time they use pistachio. And on the bottom, there's like a sweet dessert noodle called faluda. So the ice cream melts a little bit, falls onto the faluda, and you can eat it all or eat it separately. So much choice.
Okay, I can't wait. Now, I have to be very honest with you. I don't usually like Indian desserts because I find them overwhelmingly sweet. So let's see how this one does for me.
Okay, it's a challenge.
I like ice cream, so it's already won my heart. Usually, pistachio ice cream is not my favorite flavor of ice cream to order. But when I do have it, it doesn't have this rich pistachio flavor.
Yeah, and I think it's got that deep flavor that's very impactful. And if we taste it with
Noodles for dessert.
that's fantastic.
And not too sweet. Because visually, the noodles do remind me of more traditional Indian desserts, the one that I find are super sweet.
Yeah. I think it balances each other out really, really well. But I'm still like flabbergasted by the deep and rich pistachio flavor. I mean, it's very, very rare that you would get an ice cream with such an impactful flavor.
Well, you know what, Christian? Savory, sweet, sour, spiciness. I've tasted all the flavors today. Thanks very much for bringing me here.
Well, I want to thank you too for giving me the opportunity to share this with you and to learn a little bit more about Indian food.
Cool.
From the expansion of the Hong Kong Museum of Art to the new M+ and the Hong Kong Palace Museum, the art scene in Hong Kong has definitely been thriving in recent years. Our city has developed into an important center for international art and cultural exchanges, and Christie's is committed to promoting this exchange between Chinese and Western markets. They bring art pieces collected from all over the world to Hong Kong, attracting collectors and art enthusiasts from around the globe. Here at the auction preview, it doesn't feel like we're in an auction preview exhibition, but rather it's like visiting an art museum. Apart from being able to appreciate various art pieces, you can also exchange ideas with seasoned art connoisseurs and collectors in the art community. Hi, Christian. It's
Good
so nice
morning,
to meet
Grace.
you.
Good
How are
morning,
you?
an honor and a pleasure and a joy.
Thank you so much. Now, I see this incredible piece of work behind us. This is by Jeff Koons. It's
Correct.
called Sacred Hearts.
Correct.
Can you give me a little bit more of a background story behind this piece?
Yeah, with so much joy and pleasure. So Jeff Koons is the first time when we're bringing Jeff Koons to Asia, and this Sacred Heart, which was produced in 1994, 2005, has never been at auction, so it's fresh.
Wow.
How it's been created is literally an ode to his son, who was living in Italy at the time. Jeff Koons is one of the most celebrated American artists, and in 2019 we sold a sculpture by him for $90 million, which became the most expensive sculpture by a living artist. So first time to Asia, first time of this sculpture to be sold. Unique sculptures in 5 different colors. The other 4 are in very prominent American and Asian collections. So it's a celebration of love and of life.
Now, as we know, Hong Kong is a central hub for international art. Will we be expecting any legendary artists this time at the auction?
Grace, you are in front of one of them.
That's why I walked towards here.
So this is Jean-Michel Basquiat. It's called Black from 1986. Interestingly enough, we sold 3 masterpieces of Basquiat last year in 2021 in Hong Kong.
Oh, wow.
Which was The Warrior from 1982, it sold for $40 million. And then in May, the Xerox Face from 82 again for $30 million. And then Donut Revenge. And guess what? Your channel interviewed us in front of the Donut Revenge on the 1st of December last year, which sold for $20 million. With this Jean-Michel Basquiat is one of the most celebrated. He passed away in 1988, but he tells the history of Black American being in New York in 1980s. And this one, it's kind of a morph between a painting and a sculpture, and is the very important great provenance, and is the cover of the Catalogue Raisonné. The Catalogue Raisonné is the book which brings together all the works for the artist. So it's the cover of the book.
And you say that this is art and a sculpture because of its 3D?
Because you've got the sculpture element, the 3D,
Right.
the sculpture element, the picture element, the painting, and then you have these cubes. Yes.
Absolutely, one of a kind.
One of a kind.
Now, after seeing several masterpieces by Western artists, let's also talk about the talent in this region. Asian artists have been receiving a lot more attention as well as interest in the recent years. What are your thoughts on this?
My thoughts is nothing is random, to be honest with you, because the history of art is like a river of thoughts, yeah? It keeps on flowing. So think of Japan in 1960s and 70s, Gutai group. Think of Korea in 1970s, the Monoha group. And then think of all the Chinese and Hong Kong, the same in 70s, like Chun and Zhao going to Paris in the same time. So it's never random. It's been happening for many, many, many generations. And then we arrive of this extraordinary lady who's 94 years old, the Ayako-sama. So she's born in Japan, and then she's born in a nursery plant farm. So all the flowers is the childhood memories. She goes to America for 10 years, she comes back to Japan. So her paintings are all about the memories.
Speaking of Asian artworks and collectibles, I know that there is a rare and precious moon flask from the Qing dynasty here. It is said that this flask was a gift from Emperor Qianlong to his 15th son, representing a father's love for his son. Wow, look! I found it. I heard that this moon flask was very difficult to make, with very intricate details on the colorful enamel dragon pattern. Even the slightest imperfection would have ruined the entire flask and rendered it a flawed product. The decoration on this flask is known as the Emperor instructing the Crown Prince. Why, you ask? Well, if you take a closer look, you'll see that the two dragons appear to be facing each other like a father teaching his child. Most of us know that there is a no-touching rule when it comes to appreciating artworks. To allow people a more interactive viewing experience, Christie's has specially incorporated AR technology into these traditional artworks. As you can see, it's like interacting with a dragon in real time. How cool is that? There really are a lot of auction exhibits here. Now, whether it's works by internationally renowned artists or promising young stars, you can find them here. And Christie's actually holds 2 auctions a year, so if you happen to have missed it this time, don't worry. The next one is right around the corner. I'll see you then.